का बेसलेस आरोप है, बेबुनियाद आरोप है, इसको साबित करने के लिए आप पीछे होते जाओ, फिर बोलो अरे आप तो सरकार में हैं, आप क्यों डिफेंसिव बन रहे हैं। अरे ये बयानबाजी और अग्रेसिव तरीके से बात करने में कोई झूठ सच्चा नहीं होगा, मगर कांग्रेस वो प्रयत्न करने के रास्ते पे चल रही।
But then let me ask you, this has impacted you in the recent elections. Both the issues that you picked up, whether it was changing of the constitution or the reservation issue, इन दोनों issues पे narrative कांग्रेस का जीता है, which means आपके narrative में, यानी कि बीजेपी के narrative में, सरकार के narrative में कहीं ना कहीं कोई कमी रही, ये तो आप मानेंगी।
मैं ये मानती हूं कि कांग्रेस अपप्रचार कर रहा था, एक जिम्मेदाराना पार्टी, और अभी इस चुनाव के नतीजा को तो आप भी समझते हैं कि सरकार इलेक्ट करने के समय ऑपोजिशन का भी इलेक्शन हुआ, ये मैं मानती हूं। पार्टी 99 सीट 50 के अबाव से 99 तक पहुंचे, मगर 100 पार नहीं किए। आपको एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल ऑपोजिशन के रोल प्ले करने के लिए जनता ने वोट देकर आपको 99 के साथ भेजा है। 99 के साथ रिस्पॉन्सिबल ऑपोजिशन कैसे होना, इसके ऊपर भी सोचना आवश्यक है।
सो लेट मी आस्क यू, मिडिल क्लास, इस बजट में मिडिल क्लास को आपने लगभग 17,500 रुपीज का एक रिलैक्सेशन दिया बाय रेजिंग द एग्जेम्पशन लिमिट। ग्रेट। हाउ मच डज दैट वर्क आउट टू? मैं आपको बताऊं, पर मंथ एक मिडिल क्लास के घर में 1,458 रुपीज बचते हैं। आपको लगता है कि इस 1,500 रुपए से कम की जो बचत हुई, उससे मिडिल क्लास घर में कोई खास फर्क पड़ेगा?
Avika, I respect this issue of middle class should be given some rahat. How much ever I wish to give, I love to give more. But after a point, it's also, particularly when it comes to tax related issue. That is why, to make a difference to the salaried people, I made sure that the standard deduction will go up from 50,000 to 75,000. Once the tax rates are also being changed, that will benefit even the higher tax payers. Because for every 1 lakh, first 1 lakh, first 5 lakh, first 10 lakh, first 15 lakh, the kind of benefit that will benefit even the higher income groups. So, first of all, our intention to give something to the middle class salaried people, I increase this standard deduction. I can do more, I wish to do more, but there are limitations in taxation. How much more can I give is a question that I have to look at. So ideally, yes, I love to give more, but there are limitations, and I have to consider there are limitations. That's why affordable housing, I'm giving some kind of a benefit, and subsidized interest. I am also making sure that student loans for students who are going to study in Indian universities is up to 10 lakhs, and on that also a subsidized interest will be given for families to pick up for children's education. So there are various ways in which we are trying.
Papers are leaking all over the place.
Well, that has clearly been taken up in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has come out with, having looked at the case, its judgment. I think we should learn to judge, learn to respect the judgment which has come from the Supreme Court.
निर्मला जी, आपने कहा मिडिल क्लास को मैं ज्यादा देना चाहती हूँ, लेकिन सवाल लोग ये करते हैं कि इस देश की 140 करोड़ की आबादी है, उसमें से 7 करोड़ लोग इनकम टैक्स के नेट में आते हैं, जिसमें से 5 करोड़ लगभग, शायद उससे कुछ ज्यादा ही, सिर्फ रिटर्न फाइल करते हैं, टैक्स नहीं देते। यानी कि पूरे देश के 140 करोड़ लोगों के बिहाफ पर अगर कोई टैक्स दे रहा है तो वो 2 करोड़, लगभग 2 करोड़, शायद उससे कम लोग। क्या उनकी गलती यही है कि वो सैलरीड हैं, उनके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है? खास करके प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जो सैलरीड इंसान होता है, उसके पास कोई सोशल सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, उसके पास कोई पेंशन नहीं है, वो सरकारी नौकर नहीं है, उनका कौन सा बेनिफिट है जिस पर टैक्स नहीं लगता? ये सवाल जनता पूछ रही है, मिडिल क्लास के लोग पूछ रहे हैं।
हम टैक्स रेट कम करने के लिए हर कोशिश करिए. दैट इज व्हाई वी ब्रॉट इन द न्यू टैक्स regime, the alternative new regime, which has far lesser rate compared to the old regime. The old regime has a lot of exemptions and so on. Many people said we don't need the exemptions, so we brought that. That's one. We tried to reduce and simplify the taxation entire system and regime itself. And it's difficult to convey this, and I don't know how I'm going to do this without causing this outrage about, how dare the finance minister say this. But let us, matter of fact, please allow me this indulgence. Is GST tax on the essentials, was it brought in only by GST? When they taxed under the earlier pre-GST regime in every state, through VAT or through excise? Don't tax. Great principle. Great principle. Don't tax at all. But to say that it is GST which brought it on my soap, panna oil, my comb, with due respect, whether you want to accept it or not, even I come from a middle class family which lived on salaries. Do you think I'm here now doing things which I don't understand? With due respects, GST on daily use items, every state was doing its own earlier. That's been brought together so that it becomes simple and one all over the country. In some states, buying a car was cheaper, and some other state it was more expensive. So in order to get the entire country to deal with it in one fashion, there was a GST council formed and rates have been decided. Now, the ministers who sit in the GST council spend a lot of time understanding this and represent the people. All of us speak for the people, and therefore to think that before GST all these were free, whereas now it has been taxed, no. But I can for sure say, after the GST, the tax rate on all of them has come down. I've released n number of data to show that the ordinary daily use common man items have been brought down in tax after the introduction of GST. Let's give credit where it is due.